which I'm grateful for. You know, my hope is that he will deal with people more honestly and more fairly in the future.
That's right.
Harvey?
Well, I gotta tell you something. In this case, the consumers were the frauds here, and it's a good thing. I mean, at a point, business people, even if it's not a lot of money, business people need to stand up to this kind of stuff. Because you know what?
Trailer trash.
All of us more money than people do what these people did. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Eli and Seon. He says his employee parked his tractor-trailer truck in the loading dock of the building he's worked in for over a year. And the manager of the building contacted the defendant and had the thing towed. When he investigated, he discovered the defendant didn't actually tow it. He broke into it, hot-wired it, and drove it to his tow yard. He was forced to pay the guy to get the thing back and is suing for $3,000, the amount of the tow, and for damages. This is the defendant, Gary Matarazzo. He says he towed an illegally parked truck, and when the plaintiff found out about it, he was quite upset. Before he even retrieved the truck, he was already complaining about damages and the millions of dollars worth of merchandise in the back. Bottom line, they've been in business for 20 years, did the job correctly, and don't owe the hot-headed plaintiff anything. He's accused of trucking into court.
Hot-headed.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
How do you do that? Mechanically, how do you do that? Tell me, describe the situation. You get the Hulk over here with the wrist pads or you just reserve him for the tow so nobody intimidates the tow truck driver?
Okay, stop.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Well,
hey, I gotta rewind. I have to rewind it so you can get the whole thing.
How I pose this shit?
I don't know your phone. I mean, your.
How I'm gonna record it like this, man? What the hell you doing?
Trailer trash.
Thank you, Douglas. Eagle Van Lines Moving and Storage, represented here by Eli and Seon.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You are suing Easy Towing and Recovery, represented here by the owner, Gary Matarazzo?
Yes.
Okay. You're suing him for $3,000. You want returned to you the cost of the tow plus damages that you say they did when they towed your tractor trailer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. What happened?
Okay, so on December 19, I got a phone call from my driver that somebody is going to tow his tractor trailer from the loading dock, that we are loading the tractor trailer.
Okay, I don't understand. Tell me about the loading dock. This is a loading dock that belongs to what company?
This is a loading dock that belongs to my building where I'm renting my space from.
You're a tenant.
Correct.
Do you have a right to park the tractor trailer there?
Absolutely. I'm loading it.
Who called the tow company?
The management company, because they did not recognize the tractor trailer. This is my driver.
It's not like it's a little Honda, a silver Honda. It's the tractor trailer.
Correct.
How do they not recognize it?
It's
not normally there.
No, it's owner-operator tractor trailer that's operating for my company. It's an owner.
But it's never been there because they don't recognize it.
No, it was there before and they didn't recognize it, and we don't understand why they didn't recognize it, but they called the towing company.
But doesn't it have your name of your company next to it?
No, it was the owner-operator name on the tractor trailer.
So it wasn't yours?
It was owner-operator that's working for me.
And after it all happened, did you talk to them and set up some systems so this doesn't happen again?
Yes.
And what's the system?
They're supposed to check into it, and they still investigating why the manager of the building and the security guard called the towing company to tow a truck that he could find out that it was belonged to me.
Does anybody have a picture of the tractor trailer so I can see how big the item is we're talking about?
Yes.
And how long had that thing been parked there for the management to
24 hours.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's up to you to let management know that some third-party guy's going to park there instead of management trying to fish you out and finding out which of the 6 floors decided to third-party park there. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I don't know about that whole thing. Well, it's one of the things you're suing for is that you feel that they should pay for the cost of the tow. Oh, my God. Okay, yeah, this kind of stands out like a sore thumb. Right. Wow. Yeah, kind of big. Kind of big. Kind of big. So you get a call. Who do you get a call from? The management?
The management built.
And the management tells you, there's some tractor trailer here, I don't know who they are, and blah, blah, blah.
The management company stated when they called that there's a tractor trailer that's been here all night long. They're not supposed to be here all night long. I could show you
Okay.
the sign that's right by the loading dock.
Right. And?
And they don't know whose it is. Can you please come down and get it out of here?
Okay. Tenant loading and unloading only. So he just leaves it there for how many hours?
From what I understand, it was there 24 hours. It was there overnight.
Okay. So you get the call, you tow. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what your contract says.
Yes.
And then what happens? How do you tow this thing?
He didn't.
You have to break it apart. And
What does break it apart mean?
you have to separate it like the first pictures. We have to separate the tractor from the trailer.
How do you do that?
How the fuck you do
Mechanically,
that,
how do you do that?
right?
Tell me, describe the situation. You get the
have
Hulk
to- you
over
have to
here
crank-
with the wrist pads or you just reserve him for the tow so nobody intimidates the tow truck driver.
Something like
How
that.
do you get it? How do you get it
You have
disconnected?
to crank the trailer
Cállate.
disconnect the air lines, disconnect the electrical, pull the tractor out.
Okay.
Have,
Physically
one-
pull it or
with a tow truck.
with the
pull it
tow?
out.
The tow truck is what pulls
But
it off the thing.
in this case, the ignition was left on, so it actually helped us to pull it
What do you
out
mean
of
the
the
ignition
bay.
was left on?
The ignition's left on inside the
I don't know what
tractor.
that means. Do you mean the car was the
It
thing
was
was
able
running?
to start. We were able to push the button.
Yeah, I
and
understand,
start
but
it.
the ignition was left on, meaning what? It was running? And you don't mean
No, it wasn't running.
Okay.
We were able to just to start it and pull it out of the bay.
Come on up. Somebody else thinks they can do better. Who's this? Who are you?
I'm the tow truck driver.
Oh, good. Okay. What'd you do?
All right. What
In
happened?
this case,
In this case,
you
yes.
towed this.
I towed that.
Talk
yes.
to me.
All right. What happened was the truck was in the loading dock, and you put the key in the ignition.
Come here, lady.
There's a start button, so the
walk right in
ignition was left on the on position.
Even though the guy took the key,
Even though he must have left it on the on position, so there's a push button that says
because there
start.
was no key.
Right, there was no key.
But
So
when you pressed the push button, you were able to start.
Started, right.
And the door wasn't locked?
what? The door? No, the door was unlocked.
Unlocked.
Right, the door was
How
unlocked.
did you get in? Just opened?
Yeah, just open the vehicle.
So this truck driver left his truck with an unlocked door and a...
On position.
Do you own this vehicle, sir?
No, my driver owned the vehicle.
Where's your driver? Is he here?
He's in California right
When
now.
you say your driver owns it, how are you the person who's suing in court for damages to a vehicle that you don't own?
I'm the one that had to pay for the damages because they broke the lock of the truck and they
Well, why
drove
would
the
you,
truck.
just out of curiosity, why would you agree to pay for the damages?
Because he's my owner-operator, and I asked him to park the tractor over there for me to put a job in the tractor, and it was a job in the tractor that I put the same evening, and the next day I was supposed to continue the job. So I put the job.
So I'm sure your management, of course, is reimbursing you for the tow because you were so legally parked?
They
No,
don't reimburse
right, yeah.
me for nothing. No.
Right, because they don't recognize this truck. They don't recognize it. Do you have a right to park overnight in the loading dock?
Of course, we did.